On TV, Nigerians' leading initiative in the business of brand management and the management of brand business. It is a 30 minutes wholesome package that comprises brand news, branding focus, and industry conversation, all in a mix encompassing thorough and in-depth aimed at promoting the brand idea. Amogale Abikele Mafre.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
Good to have you back. First on Marketing Edge on TV is brand news, where we bring you the latest developments around brands and in the field of marketing, advertising, and communication in Nigeria and around the world. Now on brand news. Latest industry report has revealed that digital advertising in Nigeria was valued at 81.2 billion naira in 2022, with projection that it will more than double this year as deployment of technology spread across all sectors of the economy. According to Statista, the digital advertising market in Nigeria is projected to peak at $197.10 billion in 2023, with 7.06% growth rate between 2023 and 2027, resulting in a market volume of $258.90 million in 2027. The report adds that while ad spending in the digital advertising market is projected to reach $197.10 million in 2023, the market's largest segment is video advertising, with a market value of $90.41 billion in 2023. In the digital advertising market, 81% of the digital advertising revenue will be generated through programmatic advertising in 2027. Nigeria advertising investment is expected to grow, though slower compared to previous years, while media inflation will increase due to higher cost of operation. According to statistical analysis by WARC, only 4 sectors are expected to cut spend in 2023: transport and tourism by 0.4%, alcoholic drinks by 1.1%, financial services by 4.5%, and automotive by 12.4%. The technology and electronics sectors, the third largest of the 18 monitored by WARC, is forecast to lead growth this year and next by 25.0% in 2022 and 11.5% in 2023, accumulated in total spend of $85.1 billion by 2023. The pharmaceutical and healthcare sector then follows with expected growth of 11.0% and a further 7.5% in 2023, by when investment will have topped $60 billion globally. Ahead of the full implementation of the series of regulations by the EPIS Advertising Regulatory Agency, which mandates the use of local talent for advertisement and marketing communications in the country, the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ARCON, has concluded plans to commence a continuous training program to make the creative industry globally competitive. Speaking exclusively to Marketing Edge, the Director General of the regulatory agency, Dr. Olalekan Fadolapo, disclosed that the body is working with key stakeholders in the industry to ensure that local talents are equipped with the requisite knowledge and capabilities to operate in line with acceptable global standards. The Director General had in an interview stated that EPIS regulatory agency will be implementing all regulations introduced last year in line with its mandate as stipulated in the new ARCON law, which seeks to reposition the advertising industry for growth. Recall that the EPIS Advertising Regulatory Agency had announced that effective from January 1st, 2023, it will commence implementation of the policy to ensure a minimum of 75 cumulative local content of all advertising and marketing communication in the country. As Starlink internet service gains prominence among subscribers due to its speed and accessibility, leading telecommunications companies are intensifying efforts to increase service delivery and connectivity through an upgrade to the 5th generation 5G technology. Although MTN and Airtel 5G promises to improve user experience with high resolutions and faster internet speed, subscribers are anticipating the full takeoff of Elon Musk's Starlink as it offers borderless access to internet and increased speed. Speaking to Marketing Edge, subscribers who decried the slow internet connectivity of major telcos in Nigeria expressed optimism that Starlink will erode a paradigm shift in the sector as it will force existing players to improve on their operations. Starlink delivers 150 Mbps internet speeds to any place on the planet with over 3,000 satellites through SpaceX, unlike other internet service providers that depend on existing bandwidth capacity. To consolidate on existing efforts aimed to sustain its market leadership across the broad spectrum of the marketing communications industry, Marketing Edge, the leading brand-centric marketing and advertising publication, is set to hold its annual Fireside Conversation. The two-day event, which will further deepen the intellectual capabilities of its workforce, has an impressive lineup of highly cerebral professionals in the integrated marketing communications industry and will hold on January 25th and 26th at the Lagos corporate head office of the company located in Ikeja, Lagos. The proposed Fireside Conversation comes with choice industry-related topics which include staying ahead of the curve, combining technology and creativity to leapfrog with superior value offerings, prioritizing social responsibility, integrating sustainability within business strategy, and building cutting-edge and competitive strategies, keeping up with the latest trends in a fast-paced world. Well, that was brand news. Next is branding focus after this break.
Esther, you're late again. Esther?
She's a wandering light in the darkness. She's beautiful. Oh, she's a superstar.
Morning, Esther.
She never let her member down. She's beautiful. She know they fear, she know they ever got a heart for them.
No phones at the table, please.
Oh,
Esther?
oh.
I love you too.
So
Got everything? Don't forget I'll pick you at 4.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Every day, life presents hopes, dreams, and challenges. Challenges that can become successes with a little help. Because a little help can empower you to go from despair to celebration. A little help can keep you going until the race is won. A little help can turn bundles of anxiety into a bundle of joy. And with Glow Data, you get much more than just a little help. You get the biggest data deals in town to make every day glow with small wins and big wins. Dial *777# to select your Glow Data plan.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Now on branding focus. This year, organizations are taking a retrospective evaluation of performance in the past year, benchmarked against certain critical growth indices to measure exactly what moved the needle, either upward or downwards. Despite the fact that the advertising industry experienced the worst phenomenon in centuries with the advent of the coronavirus pandemic in 2020, the economic headwinds that accompanied it did not deter agencies from recording an upsurge in advertising spend compared to the preceding year. This is attributed to the resilience and doggedness of professionals within the integrated marketing communications industry, as well as adaptive disposition to the new trends and realities created by technology. While the coronavirus pandemic has made certain long-term goals somewhat unrealistic, it is imperative for agencies to prioritize certain growth enablers this year. Evaluating the nation's economic situation and impact on the economy is expedient as the advertising industry exists within this ecosystem. According to the economic analysis by the Fiscal Policy Partners and Africa Tax Leader PwC Taiwo Yedele, Nigeria is facing significant economic headwinds amplified by structural changes. Although Nigeria remains the largest economy, Nigeria's GDP is growing albeit slower than desired, with growing population estimated at 95 million and multidimensional poverty at 133 million. Survival this year is dependent on how fast agencies can predict, innovate, and harness the huge opportunities of technological evolution to deliver on clients' expectations. As clients look forward to maximize advertising budget this year, speed in harnessing technology to increase return on investment will be a competitive edge for agencies. According to a call tracking and marketing measurement platform Callray's report, 85% of agency marketers believe that proving ROI to clients will be the key to growth this year, while 80% believe keeping their MarTech updated is essential to their marketing agency's survival. According to the report, the top priority is expected to aid realization of the 2023 goals for agencies include investing in new tools, technologies, business development, partnerships, client retention, outsourcing and hiring. Investment in new tools and technologies was recorded to be the highest priority for agencies in 2023. Adopting new marketing technology to track campaign ROI as well as other metrics that will clearly show the numbers is fundamental, as clients are more drawn to agencies that offer comprehensive MarTech solutions and competitive marketing analytics tools. This is expected as digital advertising spend is projected to rise in double digits and clients' preference shifting there as consumers' digital consumption deepens. Hence, adapting to recent changes within the digital landscape, as well as what it is to come this year, cannot be overstated. To stay ahead of latest trend, in-house digital skill set and necessary tools are imperative for maximum efficiency, which will guarantee client satisfaction and retention. When I was branding folk, next is industry conversation. We'll have interactions with men and women who have made great impact in the business of brand management. Well, this week we have with us the Managing Director of Starcom Media Perspectives, Mr. JUDE ODIA, after this break.
Where's Glory?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Glow! Where Glow now?
I dare you.
Don't Glow, don't go village. Tell all our customer.
Everybody pay attention. See, now Glow dedicated 10x. Now they dash me 10 times the credits when I load. Or even summer me double data join.
Yeah. Wait, so with 1.5 when they give all of us, so you they enjoy up to 15,000 naira credit and data.
And I say I never finish you. See, now say we enjoy if you join Glow dedicated 10x. When I go get 1,000 naira welcome credits. You just carry your phone, dial star 777 hash. Finish.
Correct.
Glow, you don't win. You don't do.
Oh, now see there here. Hello, please, I'm looking for Glow.
We said now Glow be dey fine. Now Glow be dey go.
Okay, so
Enjoy 10 times the value of your recharge on Glow Berekete 10X. You also get 1,000 naira for calls and data and double data bonus on your subscription.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
JUDE ODIA is the Managing Director of Starcom Media Perspectives. He's an astute IMC strategist with 360-degree work experience across clients and agency divides, and is exposed to best-in-class brand management, strategy, and media operational models from leading global media networks. So pleased to have you again. You're welcome.
Thank you again.
So we know that towards the end of last year, a lot of people came up with projections as to what the advertising spend will be for 2023. And some of the projected outlook sort of saw advertising spend moving up by 2 digits, by double digits. So what would you say are the major shifts that you could identify that could sway off, that could impact on that advertising spend as projected?
Is it for 2022? Or
for this year. So what are those shifts you can identify that could bring us to achieving such projections?
So 2 things are very important. One of the things that drive spend are events, global big events, or you could say the outlook of the economy. Is it looking good for businesses and all of that, right? So for me, are there big events that possibly could drive spend this year? It looks like 2 or 3 of them, but something is also growing. That is what you call the branded content, what people will naturally call sponsorships. I think it's growing, right? Brands are embracing it. They are spending big monies in branded content, and I think they are getting value for it. I believe so. So you're going to see a lot of sponsorships, branded contents, big budget ones. They're going to help us locally, right? Globally, there are a few sporting events that will happen in the course of the year. That will help us, right? Election certainly will not, because we've seen it's not going to help us, right? But I think that post the elections, Nigeria will pick up, right? Whoever wins, all right, it will herald a sense of hope to businesses and foreign investors. So you start to see spend pick up from Q2, right, into Q3, and hopefully Q4 may be better than last year, Q4. So I may not see a double digits growth this year, but I see a growth. It might be single digits, but I see a growth at the minimum, single digits. Yeah.
Yeah, the projection also stated that the election will impact on the expected advertising spend, but sadly we're not really seeing much of the impact the election would have on the advertising spend. Yeah. But I'd like you to tell us, what are the trends that you expect to see in the media buying and planning business?
For me, first one is that programmatics will continue to grow. Brands believe in those platforms you buy, and you have analytics to measure the value you're getting, so it will grow. We're going to be seeing a lot of content creation, local content creation. It's going to grow. Big platforms, like I said before, is going to be investing so much money in local content productions, right? The big platform I'm talking about, yeah? I think it was in October, we were one meeting somewhere in West Africa where I know a particular big platform that has already, earmarked reasonable sums for promoting local content producers. When I mean skits. I'm not saying movies, right? Skits, all right? Because they've seen the kind of way that has ramped up video consumption locally in Nigeria. They've seen how that is really driving a lot of viewership, what you call likes, right? But from likes, you now go to engagement, you can now go to the real business, which is adoption or conversion, right? So to a large extent, I see that growing, and it's going to really, really help us fantastically. The other one, which for me is still neither here or there, is I see a lot of foreign direct investments, right? And they will come in not to really operate from outside of Nigeria. Some of them are coming to invest, here, build infrastructure, develop local talents and invest in this market. So those are the things I think I see shaping, our spend. Now, the lastly is the local clients we have. If the outlook is okay for them, also seeing them embracing marketing communications, seeing the need to really be out there to communicate their brand proposition, especially now that advertising is not particularly for the big and mighty. You don't have to be so rich or so. You don't need to have big budgets to advertise, basically. All right. If you know the right things you need to do and you have the right team, you can always be out there.
Okay, like you said, influential marketing is increasing, and you hope to see more investments in that area.
Yeah.
Does that mean that attention will shift away from the traditional media? And if not, what would you advise media owners and managers such as yourself for brands to leverage premium broadcast content for brand visibility and engagement?
Good. So each time I talk about this, I really say this with a sense of responsibility. The traditional media will not die, all right? However, they need to fight for relevance, because you don't get power or a la carte, they always say. You have to go for it. What am I saying? I'm saying that if you, for example, you are a mag, hard copy mag, the question is, what's your online presence? What's your online optimization strategy? How many people visit your handles? How do you really go out there to ensure that your experience online is as good as your experience on hard copy? I'll take example, a TV station. A TV station needs to understand that there is no way you will operate from that same system without having a robust mobile model to really be out there. People should be able to watch you on their phones, live, real time, without any shifting in terms of timings. So it's for them to incorporate the digital into what they have already, right? Once they can do that and make sure they fast track in terms of, being able to compete with the digital first platforms, they will survive. But if they are slow at it, if the bureaucracies they have, slows them down, they will really, really suffer. They may not die, but they will hemorrhage badly. Yeah.
And most of these traditional media, they have to prove how much audience get to see the messages by having reliable data to prove that, yes, advertisers will get value for their money. So in terms of data measurement, what would you say is the state of having access to reliable data in the industry as it is at the moment?
So you have the traditional media and their metrics and how it's going. Then you have the digital. For digital, it's plug and play, right? The metrics at the back end, real time, you can see it. And that's what is driving their relevance, right? For traditional, what I say is this. Whilst we are developing the back end to make our back end data analytics better, we must complement it with our digital presence and platforms. So for example, I don't like to mention specific TV station names, but let's say TVA, all right? What our normal diary and AMS is saying is that you have 1 million people watching you probably 9 p.m., right? 1 million. The question is, can you have on your mobile space, can you build your audience, either your subscribers or people who, interface with you, can you build it to 2, 3, 4, 5 million? Because when you build it, it's easier for you to now go out there and say, you know what, this is showing me 1 million, but I've built this one over time to 2, 3, 4 million plus, which tells me that people still watch me because this is real time and I track it on a daily basis. So it supports your argument, right? Instead of you sitting back and saying, oh, this is what we have in the market. And it's not really valuable compared to the online numbers. So complement and use both as your strong case in the market. That's my advice for my media guys.
Okay, so let's move backward a bit into last year, 2022.
Yeah.
And I asked you earlier, how was business, for the past year? But I would like you to give us some of the learnings from last year as a media buying and planning practitioner.
One of the learnings last year is build to last. Build to last. What am I saying? Do not build your value proposition on 1 or 2 pillars. especially when you know that those pillars are threatened by the realities of today. So what I would call diversify your value propositions. Look at the demands out there and see how you can build capabilities in those areas that demand are high. So I'll call them consolidate on your old capabilities, but please quickly grow and accelerate capabilities on the new frontiers. That's the only way when you blend the two, you can remain, because you must keep winning businesses in the new areas. You can't stay on the old or the established areas, because those ones, it looks as if that the pie is getting smaller and smaller. So my biggest learning is grow capabilities, new ones, in line with realities of the time. Because once you can solve problems for clients, you will remain relevant.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Well, that's how much we can take your Marketing Edge on TV this week. Do well to join us next week for the second part of our conversation with Mr. Jude ODIA. I'm Ogalia Bikele Mafro. See you again.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV Station of the Year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Hello there. It's a brand new quarter and your favorite TV program, CAC Weekly, is about to unveil new innovations fresh from the Nigerian Company Registry. Now, have you heard of the Extensible Business Reporting Language XBRL standard for filing of electronic financial statements? Do you also know that there's so much that you can do on your own on the company's registration portal, CRP, from the comfort of your home or your office? Because the CRP offers end-to-end electronic registration solution for accredited customers and the general public to initiate and complete pre-registration and post-registration applications electronically, online filing of annual returns, online registration of limited liability partnership and limited partnership. See you there.
Nigeria's Niger Delta region, where the black gold continues to flow and fuel Africa's largest economy, where the line between wealth and poverty has never been thinner. Oil, gas, politics, development, and community issues all are highly valuable commodities in the Niger Delta. How do they combine and how can they work together to spawn a new era in the Niger Delta? As he probes deep to analyze issues in the region from angles never before explored. Inside the Niger Delta with Mamode Akuga, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region.
Genuine business people desirous of success in today's environment ignore the taxman only at their own peril.
Under the oversight of this board, the FIRS will continue its transformation into a premier revenue collecting agency.
For up-to-date and accurate information on your obligations, duties and rights under the various tax laws in Nigeria, watch Tax Matters on TVC News Thursday, 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Never miss a moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart